What's good, party people? This is your friendly neighbor Chad the Maverick. This is the video right now for Venus in the 12th house, Venus in Pisces, people that have Venus dominance in this place. This is more of an energy signature than it is your specific like placement. So keep that in mind. Like if you have certain aspects, I would say check this out as well. For those who are more advanced and may know of this. But if anything, what's up? Chad the Maverick, hit the subscribe button, like the video. I'm going to be breaking down the Venus in the 12th house, which I call the lovers of all lovers. Let's get into it. Transition. I don't have a real transition. Anyway, so Venus in Pisces has a very idealistic sense of love that comes to them from like a kid. They always know like who's their potential soulmates. They always know who's potentially going to like them. Venus and Pisces have this really weird inclination where they like are drawn towards soulmate type loves, even if it's just a friendship type deal. There's always people that are fated to be with them, or fated to meet them, or fated to like be a part of their lives. So the thing about that is that they essentially are able to activate the spiritual connections in other people. Sometimes those spiritual connections go directly towards them, and it may be like a relationship that pops off, or it could just be a friendship where you talk to your friend about a love situation, and next thing you know, they find the love of their lives. This is something that Venus in the 12th and Pisces necessarily do, because they're the lovers of all lovers. They're the lovers. Venus is exalted in Pisces, if I believe that's terminology, but it's the highest peak in Pisces. It does its best in Pisces because Venus is just about like pure love. And there's a love of the collective that also comes in that Venus in the 12th and Pisces generally holds. They understand the concept of a soulmate, and understanding that if they've been connected to that person before, there always will be soulmates with that person, if that makes any sense. I say the word soulmate a lot for Pisces in the 12th house because this is exactly the type of energy that harbors in this power, if that makes sense. So they're very dreamy. They're very dreamy type people. They're usually like elusive and not elusive in a sneaky way, but they're elusive in like a, oh, I wonder what they're doing. And they're like, ah ha 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 ha. And they're like, they're able to just like pull things out of nowhere and talk about those things and speak on a lot of they're able to speak good fortune into the world just off of how they feel, which is really important. They may have a lot of secret admirers. There's a lot of people in the cut that love Venus in the 12th house people, but they won't say nothing ever, like ever until like they get a chance to, and then they'll spill everything. It's interesting how it works though. So Venus in the 12th people definitely have a lot of secret admirers and people that tend to pop up. They also have a love for spirituality, and they have this fixation on like finding the one. Although they have a lot of soulmates, they have this really deep sense of them where they're like, I need to find my future husband, I need to find my future wife, I need to find my future significant other, anything in between, whatever. You need to find that. That's exactly what comes from it, and it's because you know that they exist, and that's the reason why it pisses you off so much. And even if you're in a relationship where you really love someone, you still know that there's like this being that exists that amplifies everything, you know what I mean? So yeah, definitely keep that in mind for Venus and Pisces. But yeah, like I said, it's a pure love for the unconscious collective is what comes from Venus in the 12th house. Super powerful stuff. But yeah, they're also teachers of love, so they're able to teach other people what love is and what it really means, which is really important and prominent. But they actually know what they're talking about. They actually know what they're saying. Other people may not get it because a lot of people are on a more humanistic standpoint. They may have learned love in the way that like love was taught to people. But Venus and 12th and Pisces people understand love. Like they understand that love has no bounds. Like love is nothing, but love is everything. That's exactly like Venus and 12. They know that. I can't even break into the science of that because I don't have it, but that's pretty much the wave that they're on, and they can really give you mad tips on love. But yeah, so now I'm gonna break down the specific degrees of whatever Venus in the 12 or Pisces that you have. So pay attention to it like this. I'm gonna break it up in 3 different parts. There's a 0 to 9 degrees Pisces. there's a 10 to 19 degrees Pisces, and then there's a 20 to 29 degrees Pisces. And these are all based off of the decans, so this is just me following the decans. But the 0 to 9 degrees Pisces, you're going to have Neptune as an influence. And what I named this was I Can Show You the World. And what these Venus and Pisces / 12th house people are able to do is like literally grant wishes to the people that they love the most. And it's like this really weird Disney type of way. Like, if their lover wants to go travel or something, a Venus in the 12th house will somehow win this lottery that wins them tickets to this like flight to Aruba. And I'm serious, like that's literally how it happened. But the thing about it is that love has to be pure in order for those quote unquote wishes to be granted. And that goes vice versa. So even sometimes where someone that has a Venus in Pisces, like they'll want to manifest something or they'll want something, and then if they're living in their pure love, they'll just manifest whatever that is. Especially if it has to do with money, especially if it has to do with something that'll bring pleasure to them. Anything that's dream related, spirituality related, it'll just happen. So that's something I want to point out. So if you have 0 to 9 degrees Pisces, you have that Neptune influence where it's like you're able to really create and harness dreams for yourself and other people. So for Venus from 10 to 29 degrees Pisces, you have an influence with the moon. And I want to also point out before that Venus does have a lot of influence when it comes with the moon, because Aphrodite, Venus, whatever, was born from the moon. So the love principle was born from the moon, low-key. But you guys represent unconditional love and peace to all. So what I want to say by that is that your unconditional love is what brings people in a psychic way to you or from you, and you literally wade with the tides when it comes to your love. So pay attention to literally every moon phase, and you'll see how the way that you love and have to approach people will change every moon phase, and it'll literally just show off the same energy that's actually going down. So definitely pay attention to every moon phase if you have this 10 to 19 degrees Venus and Pisces. But you have unconditional love, you have peace for all. You want to balance out everyone's idea of dreams and reality. You want to be the person to like push and promote people's love and power. It's super awesome. You do have a struggle, however, for duality sometimes. So you'll be stuck between like what you know is quote unquote the right thing to do in a lower mind frame and what's the right thing to do in a higher mind cosmic frame. And so you may have that struggle sometimes, but definitely trust and pay attention to the moon cycles, because it will tell you what to do for those times. Especially if you want to manifest love, pay attention to the moon cycle for you in particular, because you're really able to like bring those things about. So for Venus from 20 and 29 degrees Pisces, you have an influence with Pluto. And this is very, very powerful, right? Because your love has like the power of the ether, quote unquote, like the fifth element. Like your love has like this fifth element type of power to it, and you really are able to change people's entire lives in an instant. Especially if you love someone, if you actually love someone on some pure love stuff, like they're never going to forget you, because you're going to be like this checkpoint where their life got greater for the rest of everything. So now keep in mind, these are always going to change when it comes to what else is in your chart, but this is just the pure energy of Venus in the 12th, Venus in Pisces for 20 to 29 degrees. But yeah, that's really what I'm picking up from that. You have the power of the ether. You're able to really like break down barriers of love. You're able to break through love in this type of way. Now sometimes it can get a little messy depending on how powerful your influence is. So they may actually end up like loving you and being like very kind of wrapped into your spiritual, or kind of wrapped into your mysticism as a person. Like this isn't anything that's conscious. This is just what it is and how it is. So yeah, but this is Venus in the 12th in its highest state, and this is Venus at its most comfortable and able to act. Like these are the people that are going to act most like quote unquote an Aphrodite would, or most like Venus in the mythology would, because this is where Venus feels the most comfortable in expressing her love in a spiritual state. But yeah, that is it for this Venus in the 12th house. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I have my readings down in the back. My battery's about to die. I want to flip it over so I can have more for the next houses. And yeah, so peace out, Venus and Pisces. You lovers of all lovers, you have a beautiful golden apple that's just made of love. So live it out. Peace.